All right, so good morning once again. You might be surprised that we have different interfaces as far as your RStudio interface is concerned. You can modify the positioning of the panes here. Okay, so you can go to Tools and then Global Options. You can change the color of the font size. So under global options, we have here, you can choose the appearance. So appearance, pane layout, okay? If you choose pane appearance, okay, so there are several themes. And you can find here several choices for your font. Okay, I'm choosing Cobalt as the editor theme. Okay, there are several themes that you may wish to explore. And I'm choosing editor font size 16 so that the purpose is so that you may see. Okay, I can put 8 as 18, etc. But let me just choose 18 for this. Okay, and then for the pane layout here, pane layout. So there are 4 panes in RStudio. We have the source, the console, environment, files, and plots. You can reposition any of the panes. For example, I can put console here. So how do I put console here? I'll just click this drop-down menu and then click console. So automatically, it would have interchanged the environment and console. Okay. So for me, I prefer having the console on the right side. Okay, and the environment down below. It's your option. It's your choice actually. So you can choose to put in anywhere the pane, the window pane that you want. Okay, so let me just adapt this. Okay, and then okay. All right. So that's how I change the window pane appearance or arrangement. Okay, clear with that so far, guys? Okay, Audrey, later na lang ang attendance. Okay, clear with that? Any questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now, if you notice, guys, the file that I shared you notice that there are tick marks here. Okay. When you open your R, you must have, this is the default. Okay, so this is an R script window. You can put your codes here. For example, 2 + 3. Okay, so the answer will be reflected here in the console. 2 + 3 is equal to 5. Okay, so this is an R script. Now for this subject, we're not going to use an R script. I prefer that we use the R Markdown. Okay, so if we click R Markdown, then another a window will open. So what's the title? For example, just example. I'll just put example here. And then R Markdown you can use as a document, presentation, or this is for the web, Shiny. Okay, so let's just use the document. Okay, you can choose an HTML file. This is for the internet, PDF, or Word. So let's just use the default of HTML. As we progress, guys, especially for those of you who are using R for the first time, you can create an R Markdown, and then it can be downloaded as PDF. Okay, so okay. And then you notice that the R Markdown, okay, has this as a default. Okay, and the codes here are written in this code chunk, the one with the tick marks, okay, and then close tick marks. Okay, so that's how we create the R Markdown. Okay, so if we just delete this, for example, okay, and then we can write our codes here. How do we insert this? Well, you can type it as this is the grave accent, and then open brackets. Okay. There. And then you can close this by the grave accent. The grave accent can be found in the upper left portion of your keyboard. Usually it's there. Okay, so this is where you write the codes in R, in an R Markdown. You cannot write a code outside that code chunk. For example, 2 plus 3, this will not run because it's outside the code chunk. Okay, so you notice it didn't run. But if I type here inside the code chunk 2 plus 3, then that will run. Okay, see, it ran. So in an R Markdown file, any code that we write should be found inside the code chunk. So once again, how do we write this code chunk, guys? How do we write the code chunk? So let me just first delete this. So as I said a while ago, we write the code chunk. One way is to just type the grave accent and then open brackets and then R, and then close brackets to close the chunk. Okay, and then you write your codes here. Or another way to write a code chunk is in the menu here on top. Okay, you can see here insert, okay, then R. Then that's automatically how we can write the code chunk there. Okay, so let me pause for a while, guys. This is more for those of you who are using this for the first time. So to my students who have been with me the past terms, I hope you'll just be patient. And because this is just more of a review. Okay, any questions, guys? Any questions?
No.
Okay, thank you. The rest, guys, clear ba so far? Okay, now please take note that we really don't have the luxury of time learning all the other functionalities of whether it's an R script or R Markdown. I would really like to encourage you to, on your own, view the suggested videos for you to learn. It's really easy to learn. Okay, so you'll also get to learn more about the functionalities of R as we study regression. Okay, so let me close this. I won't be needing this, so don't save this one also. Let me close that first. So let's go back to the file that I shared with you. Now, when you're working with R, it's very important for you to know where you are saving your files. Okay, usually when it's best to assign a particular folder in your computer where you're going to save all the files or all your projects. So how do you do that? First, let's first work on, okay, knowing where is your working directory. So the code to determine where your working directory is get wd. So if I type this, okay, get wd, then in the console, okay, see here in the console, it returns the cell location, the folder location where where my working directory is. Okay, you can change this, of course. You can assign a particular folder for this subject. It's good to do that, where you will store all the files, the R files that we're going to work on, the projects that we're going to work on. Okay, so could you please chat, guys, in the chat box? Could you copy what answer you found when you set this get wd? Could you kindly copy it, please, and share it to the class? Okay, so most of you guys, okay, so there was Laika. Laika has already changed that, no? So FINSTAR na. Okay. Okay, so I noticed that some of you already created a file, a folder for where you're going to save the files. Yes, Samantha, what's your question? How do you do the code chunk? Okay, so let me repeat the instructions there. Samantha is asking, how do we do the code chunk? Okay, sorry about that. Oops. So there are several ways to do that. One is manually type. Can you see the grave accent? The grave accent is at the upper right, upper left portion of your keyboard. That's the grave accent. So you just type, type the grave accent, and then you type the brackets. Okay, and then type R. And then to end this, you can type the 3 grave accents also. So this is where you'll write your code. Okay, Samantha, is that clear? Did you get it, Samantha?
Thanks, sir.
Okay, or another way is, you can see here at the middle, you have here the insert button. Okay, if you click this insert, then you can choose R, insert R, and then it automatically inserts a code chunk. Okay, and remember, guys, this is very important because we write all the codes inside the code chunk. Okay, so what we did a while ago, so let me illustrate that. For example, I'm going to write a particular code. So I'll write here get WD. Okay, so this is the code to get the working directory. Okay, so here I see that the working directory is in my computer. It's under users, FMD, desktop. Okay, I can change this, of course. I can change this. I can create a folder, which is a good idea for you to save or to put all your R codes or R files. So how do we do that? How do we change this? We can use the set WD. Okay, set WD, set working directory, and you have to copy the file location of the folder. You have to copy it here. So how do you do that? How do we set the working directory? Well, you go to your folder. Okay, so I'm here in my FINSTAR. Let me do that here, desktop. Okay, so I can create a folder here in my desktop and appoint that as my working directory. Okay, I have a folder here in my desktop. It's the name is rworkdir. If I want to change the working directory position, the location, I can click this one. If I click this one, notice that in the how do you call this, in the bar, what bar is this? I forgot the name. Okay, notice that it defines the location. Okay, the location of this working directory. Okay, so you'll have to get there's a way to get the file location here. Okay, if I click this, I can do this, copy address, and then I can put it here in my R, Control V. Okay, so here is the location of the R working directory. For me, it's under C, users, FMD, desktop, R working directory. However, guys, this is the way Windows does it. R does not like the backward slash. This is the backward slash. So you have to replace everything with a forward slash. Okay, you have to replace this by a forward slash. This one, this one, this one, and this one, because R will not accept the backward slash. Okay, so once this is done, guys, okay, once this is done, Control Enter. Okay, something song, set WDC. Okay, wait, should this be double? Let me check. Okay, error. So it's not accepting the. Okay, let me check, guys. Set working directory. Let me first choose the shortcut. The shortcut is just to go to your session here in the tab. There's session here, session, and then set working directory. Okay, and then choose directory. So that's a shortcut. So I can just find that location. Okay, our working directory, I click this. Okay, then open. Okay, so this is the code. I think, sorry, I think I forgot to put the quotation marks here. Okay, so you notice, guys, when I use this set working directory, choose directory, it automatically writes you the code. Okay, so this is set working directory. And I think what was wrong a while ago was I forgot to put the quotation. You have to put the quotation in order for this to work. So let me copy this, Control C, Control V, although we have already set the working directory. Now this is okay. Okay, and if how do I make this run? How do we make this run, guys?
Control Enter.
Yes, Control Enter. Go to the end. Go
May
anywhere
question
here.
po ako.
Sige, sige, okay.
Yung kinapi ko, ayaw mag-face sa akin.
Ayaw mag-paste.
Opo, bakit? Ganon.
Sige, sige. Tingnan natin, ha. Wait. Could you share your screen? Who's this?
Jeline po.
Jeline. Sige, okay lang. Guys, I appreciate that. No? Maganda kung ganito tayo. Kasi let's help each other out. No? We don't want... Jeline, I'll make you co-host muna. No?
Sige
Paano
po.
ba to? Allow to... Has to start video. Paano ba yan? What do I do? Has to start video ba o make co-host?
Make co-host.
Sige, make co-host. Then, sige, yes. And then I'll stop sharing my screen first. Okay. No, it's okay, Jeline. Stop share. Sige. Why don't you share your screen?
Sa RStudio po na. Screen po. Sige, wait po. At ito po yung RStudio.
Okay, sige.
Tapos, pumunta po ako doon sa folder, di ba po? Para doon po sa copy.
Can you show us how you got to your folder?
Pinindot ko po folder lang po.
Sige, pakita mo yung folder and then...
Ito po. Tapos,
okay, sige.
Copy address.
Okay.
Tapos, meron ng quotation marks. Tapos,
Control V. Paste again. Ayaw niya paste, ano?
Opo. Meron po siyang sinabi, error attempt. Hindi ko sure ito na ba yun.
Zero length variable. Okay, let's do this, no? Go to session, Jeline.
Go to
dito lang sa taas yan, session, sige. This is, hindi. Where is, yan, set working directory, choose directory. Okay, then you go to that. Yan, sige, click that.
Wait lang, sorry sir, hindi pala ito. Ito, FINSTAR.
Yeah, then, click that first, sige.
Okay po. Tapos ka-copy-paste ko na lang.
Yan, tingnan mo, ito yung ito yung position, no? Users, Jeline desktop, yan, sige. Actually, andyan na yan, nagawa na.
Oh,
sige.
Okay.
Sige, i-copy mo na lang ulit. Then let's... okay. This record was changed to inside a notebook chunk. Will be reset when... Okay, dali ha. I-X mo muna. X mo siya. Okay, so can you kindly run this again? Yung set working directory.
Session?
Hindi. Yung set WD na.
Sige. Delete ko po muna to, sir.
Sige. Okay. Let's repeat the process again.
Ito po, sir. Tapos, gawin ko po ulit.
Huwag mo muna lagyan ng quotes.
Wag mo na.
Huwag mo na lagyan ng quotes. Actually, you don't need to write nga the set working directory. Sige, tanggalin mo muna yung set working directory.
Okay po, sige po.
Okay. Kasi we're trying to do this automatically. So go to session.
Okay po.
Okay, and then set working directory. So choose directory.
Okay po.
Then,
tapos,
yan na, no?
opo. Ito po.
Yan na. So sige, desktop.
Ito po.
Okay, click that. Click that first. And then sige. Oops. Open nga, open.
Okay.
Sige.
Tapos ito po.
Yan na. So nakaset na dyan yung working directory mo, no?
Okay.
Tapos sige, ano mga get working directory, i-type o ano mo, go to get working directory, then control enter.
Ito, get working directory.
Dyan yung get working directory na yan. So yung line 17, you don't have to write it. Nasa, yan, line 17. Control enter mo. Ayan na.
Pero bakit
So,
nasa
bakit
downloads
nasa
pa rin
downloads?
po siya?
Okay, hindi siya nag-work. Okay, sige nga. Sige nga, punta ka. Sige, i-copy natin yung ano. Copy natin yung yan. Copy natin yan. Sige.
Lahat po, sir.
Yan, oo.
Okay po.
Copy mo siya, then i-paste natin sa ano, sa chunk dyan.
Dito po.
Oo, sige.
Tapos
And
control
then,
enter.
i-control enter mo nga. This working directory was changed to C users, Julian desktop, inside a notebook chunk.
Ano yung notebook chunks?
Yeah, ngayon ko lang na-encounter yan. Ano? Okay, gawin na lang natin ganito, Jeline. Mag-create ka ulit, i-delete mo yung ano, yung FINSTAR K31.
Delete ko po or
yung sa ano mo, yung sa desktop.
Okay.
Okay. You create another folder na lang kaya sa desktop. Sige, mag-create ka na lang. Delete mo lang muna yan. Kasi open siya, no?
Nandito po siya sa...
May naka-open siya. Sige, create ka na lang ulit ng FINSTAR K31-A na lang. Sige.
Wait lang. FINSTAR K31-A.
Sige, let's try that, no? Sige,
Tapos,
dyan tayo mag-ano. Ayan, session ulit. Okay. Set working directory.
Choose directory.
Yan, okay. Then you choose that.
Yun sa desktop.
Yan.
Tapos,
Okay.
copy ko po.
Actually, na-set na yan eh, no? Na-set na siya. And then you get yung get working directory nga, tingnan natin.
Delete ko po ba muna yung nasa taas? Or
Which one?
lang?
Okay lang yan.
Ito po.
Sige,
Okay lang
yan.
po.
Okay yan. Sige, i-run mo na yan.
Ito
Just the
po.
just the get working directory. Sige, control enter. Bakit kaya? Bakit kaya na
Or try ko ulit, wait lang. Delete ko muna siya, sir. Baka hindi ko yung sure pa.
Sige. Sige. Oops, ayaw . Sige, copy mo nga ulit yung set working directory dun sa ano.
Ito
Sige,
po.
dyan. Copy natin sa ano, sa...
Wait lang, sir. Ay, saan ko din?
Dyan sa code chunk natin dyan. Okay, sandali. Wait.
Wait lang, sorry. Mali pala dito.
Yan, enter mo yan. Sige.
Ito po. Right.
Sige. Kaya nasa inside the code, I'm not sure about the inside notebook chunk, no?
Try ko naman po maya.
Sige, anyway.
Thank you po, sir. Sorry.
Sige. Sorry, Jeline, I don't have the ready answer. Pero ando doon daw yung ano mo, nasa yung ano, you use that muna as your working directory, no? Yung nasa ano ba yun? Nasa downloads ba?
Downloads po. Opo,
yun na lang muna. Tapos anyway, you can transfer any file that you have there. Okay?
Sige po.
So, my apologies, Jeline, for not being
lang,
able
sir.
to.
Thank you.
Sorry
Okay.
about that. Okay, sige.
Okay.
But thank you for the questions. No?
Okay.
Sige, tanggalin na kita sa co-host para hindi ka ma-dissolve
Opo,
dyan. Ha?
sige po, sir.
Okay, sige.
Thank you.
Okay, so,
Sir,
yes, Ford?
yung sa akin nagganon rin na warning. Ang
Ganun
ginawa ko
din?
po yung session. Tapos
Okay.
set working directory. Yung manual po.
Again,
Yung po yung ginawa ko. That worked for me.
So again, Ford, what did you do? Sige nga.
Yung sa drop-down menu po ng session. Tapos set working directory.
Okay.
Then choose directory.
Sandali, you cannot minimize Zoom when you're... Nga pala. Sandali. So, session, tapos, dali, mag-share screen muna ako . Okay. Share screen. Share screen ulit ako. So what you're saying fourth is session, tapos
Set
set
working
working
directory.
directory, tapos choose directory, di ba?
Opo.
Oh, this is what Jeline did a while ago. Eh.
Hindi po gumagana.
Oo, nag-ano siya, nag-note siya na it's already in the note. I forgot the ano, no? I forgot the pero sige, Jeline, screenshot mo rin yung ano, then i-send mo rin sa akin, then I'll help you work on that, no? I'm not sure kasi first time ko rin na-encounter yung ganyang problem. Okay, may isa pa nag-chat, sino pa? Si Gerard, ganun din sa'yo?
So I can't really use it, but I think it's a different error than the others.
Okay, sige. All right, guys. Okay, sige. You try to explore first on your own. What you can do is to copy the error message, and then you can copy paste that to sa Google, no? And I would suspect that many others have experienced the same thing. So try to get answers from the experiences of others. Error in there is no package. Bakit ka nag-commit R?
I'm not really sure, so I just installed it just says it's a error in that number 9.
Ito?
Yeah, that's the error kind of generated when I tried to load the command, the setability.
Don't run this first, no? Did you run this?
Pretty sure I
Okay, doon muna tayo sa Gerard sa
ran the whole
sa
thing
get
back.
working directory. Wag muna natin do. By the way, does everybody understand Filipino here? I'm sorry, I'm talking in Filipino. Is this the class where we have a classmate who does not understand Filipino? Anyone, guys? I'm sorry, I forgot if this is the section. Could you kindly chat, guys, if you understand Filipino? Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay. All right. So there's no one here who does not understand Filipino, because I might sometimes be speaking in Filipino just to underscore a point. Okay. So let's just use this first. Okay. In fact, guys, this is only used if you want to really specify a particular folder where you're going to save all your R files or your RMD files. Okay, but be that as it may, guys. Okay, let's not get bogged down by this command. Okay, so what we want now is actually this one. Our first lesson will be all about data. Okay. Data classes and data structures. It's very important that we have to have a very strong understanding of the different types of data classes and data structures that can work with R or even with Python. Okay, everything in R is an object, so that object can be a data class or a data structure. Okay, so for example, what are the different types of data classes in R? So the basic ones are numeric, integer, character, logical, complex, and date. Okay, there are other types, but we'll be focusing on this. So when you say numeric, these are numbers that usually have decimal places. Even if, let's say, you see 12, it's possible that that is still numeric because it's assumed that it is 12.0. Okay, so let me just distinguish between numeric and the second one, which is integer. Okay, so the first one, numeric, is also called a real number or a decimal number. It's also denoted as double. Okay, an integer, on the other hand, stands for, okay, it's a counting number. Okay, as you know, it has no decimal place. So how do you write a decimal, an integer in R? It's denoted by an L beside it, so 2L. So this 12, guys, this 12.6 is a numeric, 2L is integer. Characters, guys, are denoted by quotations at the beginning and at the end. Okay, so this is a character male. Okay, if you see a number, for example, that if you see this, okay, this is also a character. Anytime you see the quotes, okay, even if the quantity inside is a, let's say, if it's 1.54, so that will still be read as a character, even if it seems to be a decimal. Okay, there are also objects that are considered as logical, true or false. Okay, so true or false, and then complex, guys. Complex numbers are, we know complex numbers are a real number plus imaginary number. In your algebra, you have this, for example, 3 plus 2i, where I is the square root of -1. That's a complex number. And then also an object can be a date. So this is year, and then and then DD. Okay, so just to say that again, this is YYY, then and then DD. That's the format used for this one. Okay, so date, year 2020, and then month, and then day. Okay, now when you see hashtags, the number sign in R, this is a comment. Okay, when we see this, if it's inside the code, R will not write this because it's reading this as a comment. Comment, C-O-M-M-E-N-T. I might not have pronounced the word clearly. So these are comments, then R will not run those codes. Okay? All right, so let's go here. Okay, so we have this code chunk. Now, when this one, guys, this one, the less than, and then minus, this is what we call the assignment operator. Okay, so this is used often in lieu of is equal to. Okay, so this is equivalent to is equal to. So how do we read this? How do we read this line of code? Here we're saying that we're creating an object called A, and we're assigning the value 1 to it. Okay? So we're creating an object called A, and we're assigning the value 1 to it. And it's equivalent to A is equal to 1. But oftentimes, guys, it's better to use this assignment operator as compared to E, as compared to is equal to, because E equal to can be used in functions. Later on, we'll work on functions, and you will see that it's better to assign variables or assign objects to their specific elements using the assignment operator. Okay, so how do I type this? For example, B is, now it's quite difficult to type because, for example, in my keyboard I have to use Shift and then the less than sign and then minus. Okay, so for example, I'm assigning the number 100 to this object called B. Okay, now is there a shortcut to write this? For example, B. Okay, notice that I was able to quickly write this assignment operator. What's the shortcut for writing the assignment operator? Okay, you type Alt and then minus. Okay, so that's the shortcut for the we call it the assignment operator. Okay, could you kindly practice, guys? Could you write B and then first write the long way, B, and then less than, and then minus, and then 100. And then try writing B, and then Alt, then minus, and then 100. Okay, please tell me if you were able to write the shortcut for the assignment operator. Kindly write in the chat box, please. Okay, thank you, Sharina. How about the rest? Okay, good. All right. Okay, that's good. Any questions so far, guys, as far as the assignment operator is concerned? Any questions? Okay, so no questions. So it's very easy to write the assignment operator using this shortcut. Okay, so let's go back to the first one. Okay, when we run this code, okay, A, and then assignment operator 1. Okay, now how do we run this code? We can press Control Enter, or another way is here. You see the run here, right? Run, and then okay, run all chunks above. Restart. Okay, run next chunk. Okay, now when you just want a particular line, you run this run selected line. So I'm on this line, right? I'm on this line A, assigned to 1. Okay, so if I run this, you have the option to run the current chunk. When you run the current chunk, it means everything here, because this is one chunk. This is one chunk. But I just want to run the first one. So I'll just click run selected line. So when I do this, what happens, guys? What happens? You notice that in the console, it will write the code also. Okay, this means if it's in the console that this has already been run. Okay, so let me do that again. Anyone here, guys? At the start, at the end, doesn't matter where you put the cursor. So run selected line. Okay, so here, I know you notice that it has already been run, and you'll notice that in the environment, you'll have here now the objects that are now loaded in your R. So notice there's this one A, and it has a value of 1. So we know that A is already loaded here with a value of 1. Okay, then for this one, let's run this, Control Enter. Okay, so notice that it's also okay. A is equal to 1. There was no error sign here. And A here is equal to 1. Okay, guys? So these are the same. A, assignment operator 1, or A is equal to 1. They will yield the same answer. R will recognize the object called A, and it has an element equal to 1. Okay, so for this one, for B, yes.
It doesn't really work for me. I tried to run like the selected, but I think I got error.
Okay, sige. Who's this, Gerard?
Yeah.
Okay, Gerard, I'll make you as co-host. Could you also kindly share your screen? Okay, thank you, Gerard, for these questions. Guys, I appreciate you asking questions. Okay, that's very good. So let me stop share for a while and kindly share your screen, Gerard.
I think this is where I kind of got an error.
Okay, so
I tried to.
you have to point your cursor in the line which you want to run. Yeah. Okay.
Wait, was it because I didn't type the alt or
no,
maybe
it doesn't matter actually, because we have the assignment operator there. Don't highlight everything first. Just go first to A, the first line. Okay, go there. Okay, you don't have to highlight that. Just the cursor should just be there, anywhere there. Okay, then run selected line. Okay, then there you go. Here, look at your environment window on the upper right.
Oh,
upper right there. It's already there, right? A equal to 1. Okay, you have to be in the line which you want to run. Okay, so Gerard, go to line 36. Okay, go to B. B is equal to 100. Line 36.
Oh yeah. Wait. Yeah, here.
Yeah. Okay, anywhere 36 or 37. Then run that again. Run selected line. Okay, there, it runs, see? You now have your object B equal to 100.
But so you kind of ran the whole like from 34 to 30.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. So, okay, good question, Gerard. You don't have to highlight everything, Gerard. What you do is just go to run. If you want to run the whole chunk, then run the current chunk. Where's your cursor? Your cursor is there. Okay, run the current chunk. Could you run that, please?
34.
There. Okay, it runs.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
So first, what do we have here? First is you have this A, which is 1. Then, okay, where are we now? B. Okay, you notice that the number 1 here, that's your line 38. Okay, I'll explain line 38, okay? And then it answers the question, what's the class of A? What's the type of A? Okay. And class of B.
Oh, I see. It's numeric and double.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks.
Did that answer your question, Gerard?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. That's good, guys. Good, guys. I'm happy about this. I'm happy about this very interactive way of learning. We're not in a sprint here, guys. We're actually in a marathon, no? So we don't have to really speed up a bit. We're here for the long haul, okay? And thank you, Gerard, for that. Okay, so Gerard, I'll just remove you as co-host, okay? So that
no problem, sir.
you don't have any. I won't be disturbing you with that, okay? So let me now go back to my screen. Okay, wait. Okay, share screen. Okay. Right, good, guys. I'm happy that you're asking questions. Okay, so let's go back, guys, to what we were doing. So what have we learned so far? We learned how to use the assignment operator, and the assignment operator is just equal to. Okay, so we also learned how to do the shortcut for the assignment operator. And then notice, guys, for line 38, okay, what do you notice about this? Okay, let me run again, guys, B. Let me run B here. Okay, B, then assignment operator 100. If I run this, control enter. Okay, notice that in the console, it will run B in the 100. B equal to 100. Now, it did not print the value of B. If I want to have the value of B, I will have to type B. Okay, it did not tell us what the value of B is, but in the environment, it told us that the value of B is 100, but not in the console. Okay, neither in the code window. Okay, so if I type B, if I want to generate the answer B, control enter. Okay, notice now it prints the answer here. You notice in the console now it prints B, the value of 100, because I was asking for the value of B. So this is also the same as I could have typed print B. Okay, so that's the same. So let me run this B. Okay, so see this one, guys, print B, and then it gave us the answer of 100. Here you notice the code is B, and then it printed 100. Okay, now if you want to automatically print the answer, print the value of the object, for example, this one A, and then it's assigned to 1. Notice that I have here parentheses. So what this does is that it automatically prints the value of A. So let's do this, guys. Okay, control enter. There, you notice, guys, it prints the code here in the console, A, open parentheses, A to 1, and then it prints automatically the answer 1. Okay, let me pause for a while. Is that clear, guys? What's the purpose of the parentheses? So oftentimes you might want to immediately know the print out of the answer. So you just put open parentheses and close parentheses at the end of the code. Okay, clear, guys? Clear? Now kindly chat, please. I would love, guys, your feedback also, so that I know we're on the same pace. Okay. And again, guys, please don't be ashamed to ask questions. No? I know the class benefits from questions like this. Okay, very good. Thank you so much. So that's the purpose why we put here the parentheses. Okay, then we know, guys, I said that objects in R have their classes, have their types. Okay, so let's take a look at the class of A. A is a number. Okay, so class A, and you notice that A is numeric. So why is A numeric? A is 1, right? So doesn't it have a decimal place? Why was it treated as numeric? Okay, as I mentioned a while ago, guys, even if it does not have a decimal, it will be considered as a number with a decimal. It's assumed to be 1.0. In order to generate integers in R, we have to attach to it the letter L. So this means that this is an integer. So why don't we do that, guys? Let's put here. Anyway, okay, we'll have that. And I wonder why. Okay. Wait, what happened to my? Okay. So let's go back here, guys. Okay, type of class and type of, these are two distinct, let's say, classification. Okay, the class is more generic and the type of is more specific. So here it says that class A is numeric, but its type is really double. Okay, we'll get to more specific details about this as we go along. Now here, guys, we're assigning B to an integer 3. Okay, so if I run this, automatically it will generate the printout. And then what's the class of B? The class of B is an integer. If there are, okay. Yeah. Okay, there are some hidden. Okay. All right, then. Okay, so let's see what the type of B is. Type of B. The class of B is integer. Now, is there a type of integer? There's none. Okay, so for numeric, there's a type of, numeric is the class, but the type of is double. For integer, the class and the type of are the same. Okay, so this is just for classification purposes. Okay, now, one of the most important things that we're going to learn in this subject is the class of dates. Dates are very important, especially when we go to time series. Okay, so we're going to learn the class of date and the time later on. Okay, so let's go to. Okay, so some diagnostics of R. Wonder why I'm having problems with. As I mentioned a while ago, guys, you have class, type of, mode, names, length, attributes, structure, and dimension. We're going to learn this, guys, by having an example. I won't belabor, guys, the definition of this. It's best to learn this if we have an example. Okay, let's first go to the data structures. Okay, when you talk of data structures in R, you have vectors, lists, matrices, arrays, factors, data frames, and even we can have XTS objects. Okay, let's just write that there. XTS objects, which are quite different from data frames. And this is for time series, okay, extensible time series objects. So the most basic data structure are vectors. So what's a vector? What's a vector? A vector is the most basic data structure in R. A vector is atomic. What do you mean by atomic? It has only one data type. Okay, unlike a list. Okay, so see here, guys, that we have a vector, then list. Lists are combinations of objects that can be numeric, it can be character, it can be integer, etc. But for vectors, it should be the same type of object. For example, all characters, all numbers, all integers, all complex numbers, all dates, etc. So that type of a data structure is called vectors. For lists, you can have several types. Okay, so let's start with this one. Okay, so here, this A1 is a vector. Although it has only one object, it's 5, it's still a vector. Then this object called nums, okay, is also a vector because the elements are 1.1, 3, and -5.7. Okay, let me explain to you what this code is. So you notice you already know the open and close parentheses here. Now, if you're trying to combine elements or concatenate them, you use the C function. So here we're saying we're creating an object called nums, and then nums has these elements C, 1.1, 3, -5.7. Okay, so the presence of the parentheses here indicates that this one will be printed. So let's print this, guys. Let's run that. Okay, so you can see here that are automatically there. Okay, it printed the elements of nums. So 1.1, 3, -5.7. And this, guys, is a vector. Nums, the object nums, is a vector. Why is it a vector? It consists of elements, whether only one or several, that have the same types, that have the same class. So what's the class of nums? Okay, so it's a numeric vector. Okay, it's a numeric vector. Okay, clear so far, guys? Kindly chat if so far we're okay. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, very good. Very good. Okay, now let's go to another subject here. Now in R, we can generate random numbers. Okay, when you want to learn about a particular function in R, for example, R norm. R norm is a particular function. Okay. Now let's try to run this. If you run this, guys, what happens? Does it run? The question R norm. Did it run, guys? What's your answer? Why did R norm run? Guys, why didn't R norm run? Okay, let me open, guys, a script window. R script. Okay, here, guys, R script. And let me type R norm. Okay, now when I type R norm in our R script, it runs here, guys. See? It gives a description of what the R norm function is. Now, but in our case here, why didn't it run? Could somebody please answer that? Why didn't this R norm run? Okay, because, guys, the answer is, okay, correct. Masahikos, thank you so much. The R norm here, if you notice, guys, it's not inside a code chunk. Here, it's outside the code chunk. So if it's outside the code chunk, then R will not run that. It has to be inside the code chunk. So if I put here R norm, control enter, then it will run now here. Here I opened an R script window. Okay, how did I open this R script window? Under files, you have this icon here, the plus sign, and then R script. Or you can use Control Shift N. So let's try that, guys. Please type Control Shift and then N. Okay, when you type Control Shift N, you'll notice that it will open a new R script window. Okay, but there's no shortcut for R Markdown. Okay, only for R script. Okay, in an R script, guys, you can put your code, that one, and it will run. Okay, it will run. Okay, so no problem in an R script. But for an R Markdown, it has to be inside a code chunk. Okay, that clear, guys? K31? I hope that's clear. Okay, so what's an R norm, guys? It's a function. Okay, so you have here, it's about the normal distribution. Okay, so you can use D norm. Okay, so this is for the density distribution function, quantile function, random generation for the normal distribution with mean equal to mean and standard deviation equal to SD. Okay, so it can be D norm, okay, P norm, Q norm, and R norm. So in this case, we're going to use the R norm, the random normal distribution. Here, we say that N, what's N? Okay, N is the number of observations. Okay, mean, you have to define the mean. If you don't define it, guys, then R will read it as equal to 0 and standard deviation is equal to 1. If you recall, guys, what's a normal standard deviation? A normal standard deviation has an average equal to 0. Okay, mean is equal to 0 and a standard deviation equal to 1. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, let's do this, guys. Okay, let's run it here. Let's run it here first, and then I'll explain to you what set.seed is all about. Okay, if I type here R norm, and then let's just make it 10. Okay, what's this code all about? It will generate a string of random numbers with mean equal to 0 and then standard deviation is equal to 1. So let's run it here in our console. We can run it. We can run the codes in our console. Run. Okay. All right. Here I was able to generate 10 random numbers. So this is normally distributed. Okay. So it ranges from the minimum is negative 0.39 and we have maximum of 0.92. Okay. So if we plot this, we're going to see that this is approximately a normally distributed. Of course, if we add more our norm, okay, if we add 1,000, for example, make it 1,000 sample size, control enter, then it will give us 1,000 randomly distributed numbers. These are if we plot this, these are normally distributed. This is a normally distributed sample size, sample. Okay, I'll pause for a while. Pakchat nga, guys. Did you get it, guys? Were you able to generate first 10 random numbers, and then the next one we did generate 1,000 random numbers. Now, what if I want all of us to have the same number? Because we would like to, for example, work on a particular analysis, statistical analysis, and since these are random numbers, then definitely we'll have different random numbers. I'm very much sure, 100% sure, that for your R norm 1,000, you didn't get 0.2677 as your first number. I'm sure all of us got different numbers because these are random numbers. But if we want, guys, if we want to have the same numbers for our normal distribution, random normal distributed sample size, then we use this code set.seed 100. We just have to type the same number, and it will generate the same the same random numbers. Okay? Okay, so let's do this. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so let's do this, guys. So what are we doing here? The set.seed function allows us to generate the same random numbers. It's a very powerful, simple code so that we have the same random numbers, as I mentioned. So here we are creating an object called devs. And then the function that we're using is rnorm. We didn't have to use mean is equal to 0 and standard deviation is equal to 1 because that's already the default. See, the default is mean is equal to 0, standard deviation is equal to 1. Okay, so let's run this. Let's run first these two codes. Set.seed and devs. Okay. So here I asked R to we asked R to print, right? Okay, let's compare, guys. Let's compare. What was your first number? Was it negative 0.50219? And what was your last number? Was it negative 1.17? Kindly chat here if it's yes or no. Okay, thank you. Yeah, was it the same, guys? Okay, yes. Thank you so much, guys. It's the same number. Okay, it's the same number. In fact, what we can do is, okay. Now, by the way, guys, aside from the open and close parentheses, this one, so devs is here, right? Devs is already an object recognized by R. We created this object devs, and it's a numeric number. It's numerical. There are 100 elements there, and the first few elements are this one. Now, what if I want devs to be seen in a worksheet, in R? So we can use the view function, okay? View function, let's run this, view devs. Notice that it generates one tab here, devs, and here. It gives us the elements of devs, okay, 1 to 100. How did we let this, how did we let R produce this output here? As a tab, we use the view function here, view. Okay, are you following me, guys? So far, okay, tayo sa view. Kindly chat, please, if yes. Sorry if I keep on asking this, guys, because I want to be sure that we're all on the same page. Okay ba, guys?
Sir,
Yes.
unexpected, this unexpected symbol in set.seed in mine.
Okay, sige. Sige, who's this?
Gerald again.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Don't be
Yeah.
ashamed to ask questions. I really appreciate that. Okay, Gerard, sige, ulitin natin, ha?
Oh, okay.
Let me make you co-host again, and let me
Alright.
request you to. I will once again.
Okay.
Okay, I'll stop share, and then kindly share your screen, please. Okay.
Here.
So set.seed 100, and then devs. Unexpected error in. Okay, I think you have a space in devs. Go to that line.
This one.
You see this red? Yeah. I don't know what this is. Could you kindly delete that? Okay, backspace, and then type open parentheses again.
Wait,
Wait, don't run it first.
I think I deleted something. How do I?
You go up. You go up first.
Here?
No, after 100, you press enter. Okay, there. Could you kindly run that?
Just set seed and
Yes.
Um,
Then control enter. Okay. Error in devs. Okay. What happened here? Error in devs. Could we, Gerard, could we retype that, please?
which
That,
100
that second line, that devs.
here?
Yeah, oh, maybe it's just spacing. Yeah, delete that, please. And devs one. Okay, no problem with the assignment operator. That it's possible to have space or no space. Could you run that again? Just set that seed in the devs.
Oh, okay.
Is it running now? Yeah,
it's
okay, that's good.
negative 0.5.
Then I think, I don't know, maybe the, it could have been the spacing as suggested by Masahiko. Yes, that's
Oh.
okay. All right. So
Yeah,
that's good because we're learning, guys, how to look at possible errors of your code. Okay, because you'll be experiencing this. Nobody in this whole world never experiences errors in the code. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Does that answer your question, Gerard?
Yeah, I think it works now.
Okay.
So,
Thank you. So could you kindly stop?
all right then.
Stop sharing, and then I'll once again remove you as co-host so that you don't have problems with that.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, then I'll once again share my screen. Share screen. Okay. All right, so we learned that view devs allows us to R will generate that object, that devs, as a tab here. Okay, and we can see if we want to see the elements of that in a tab in R. Okay, instead of just having it here in the console. Okay, now we can actually, if you want to get the first 6 elements of that object, we can use, let's use this. So we can put here head devs. Okay, and then if you press and control enter, what do you have, guys? I'm having problem with something's wrong with my setting. Okay, I'll just fix this next time. Okay, so what's important is that when we type this head devs, does the value here appear, guys, in your code window, guys?
Yes, sir.
It should appear, guys. I have a problem with my setup. Okay, it does not appear here. I'll just have to fix this later on. Or it appears here also in your console. So what does the head function give us? The head function gives us the first 6 elements, while the tail function, the tail devs, gives us the last 6 elements of your object. So tail devs, control enter, it gives us the last 6 elements of our object. Okay. If you want the first 10, okay, so let's suppose I want the first 10. Okay, then I will change this. Something's wrong with my, okay, I'll put it head devs and I'll make it 10. So that means it will give us the first 10 elements. And if we make it tail devs and then 10, it will give us the first 10 and the last 10 elements. There. If you notice, guys, here in my console, it's the first, and then the 5 here, guys, tells us that this element here is the 5th element. And this one, brackets 9, this tells me that this is the 9th element. So this is the 10th element. Okay, so it gives us the head and tail function, gives us the what if you don't put anything here, the default is 6. The head gives us the first 6 elements, the tail gives us the 6 last elements, unless you define how many elements you want to see.
Sir,
Okay,
may
yes.
question po ako. Paano nyo po, doon sa view devs po, iba po yung sa amin, parang sa inyo po is naka-vertical, sa amin po naka-horizontal yung doon sa view devs. Like,
View
hindi
devs?
namin, opo, yung mga, sa another sheet po, I mean, sorry po sir, doon po
Here?
sa another window, dyan po,
Okay,
yun sa
view
view
devs.
devs. Opo. Di ba sa inyo po, pababa po,
Yes.
paano po namin pag gawin pababa? Sa amin po kasi is
Vertical?
naka-horizontal.
Horizontal?
Opo, tapos hindi rin po lahat na values. Like for example, yung parang first 2 lang, ganun po. Yung pinapakita po niya is,
Something's wrong with that.
Yun
Could you
nga
kindly,
sige.
sino to, Jeline?
Opo, sorry.
Sige nga. Sige, it's okay. It's
Opo.
okay. I'll make you again co-host. Sige. And then, I wonder why, that should not be the case.
Wait, share screen ko. po.
Sige, share screen mo.
Ganito po sa amin ng kasama ko. May parang, yun naka-horizontal. Imbis parang parang Excel type. Kaya,
Wait, where's your view?
view po, ito po.
Oh,
View
yan,
din.
sige.
Ito
Sige nga.
po.
Tapos,
Tapos,
sige, enter mo yan. Sige.
ito po ulit. Yung
And, hindi, here. Sige nga, tingnan mo nga yan. Oh, wait.
view devs po. Tapos, control enter ko po ulit. Tapos, ito po
Sige.
yung
Okay. Could you kindly click that?
ito po.
Hindi, sige. Click mo nga muna dito sa dito sa here in your console.
Console. Okay.
Here. Kindly click devs here. Hindi,
Ito
dito
po.
sa sa environment, I'm sorry. Sa
Environment. Opo. Ay, ano? Devs. Ano po pipindot minsan?
Yung devs mismo. Ayaw?
Wala.
Okay,
Bakit?
sandali. Wait. Just a minute. Okay. Okay, hindi nga wait. Okay, it's supposed to be okay. Devs. Why does it appear that way? Dapat ang ipapakita niyo yung pareho ng sa akin. You run 2 times naman, di ba? 2 times mo na nga rin no?
Opo,
Okay,
kaya
akit nga tayo ulit dun sa Go back to the source code.
opo.
Dito yung devs object mo, di ba? Devs are norm. Okay naman. Sige, i-run nga ulit natin yung yung set.seed at saka devs are norm. I just want to see what happens. Saan dyan naman yung devs mo? Control enter
Ito
mo.
po. Normal naman.
Yan di ba? Tama siya, di ba?
Opo.
And then, sige nga, ulitin mo yung view. Oo. Why does it appear that way?
Try ko po.
Click mo nga yan. Sige, click mo nga yung spreadsheet na yan.
Wala pong malabas. Di ko alam
Doesn't
ba.
appear.
Opo, sir. Yun, nakailangan ko. Tinay ko po siya sa kanina. Ayaw niya mag-
How about yung devs ba? I-click mo nga yung devs. Yan.
Which po?
Yan. Could you kindly just click it? Hindi, yung devs mismo na word yan.
Wala pong.
Wala rin.
Pwede po bang pindot?
Oo, dapat nakiklik yan kasi dapat lalabas yung
Wala. Or,
Okay, sige Jeline, natin sige, i-type muna yung devs dun sa sa script window natin, sa source window.
opo.
There.
Dito po.
Sige, i-type mo nga yung devs. Kasi if you type devs, lalabas lang yan sa console and below. Sige, type mo. Sige, click mo, control enter. Okay, di ba? Ipiprint lang siya dito, no, sa console natin. But it does not appear here in the dun sa ano, dapat mag-appear siya sa spreadsheet. Okay, sige. I'll first time din nakita ko 'yan, no? First time ko nakita yung ganyan, it does not appear as a vertical vector, no? Naka-ano siya?
Naka-horizontal.
Naka-horizontal siya, no? Pakita mo, i-click mo yung show attributes sa baba.
Wait lang.
Below that. Below FINSTAR K31. Sige nga.
Tapos po. Check ko po.
Sige nga, oo.
Tapos po. Ano pong gagawin?
Subukan natin yung spreadsheet icon na rin. Wala pa rin. Okay, sige. Okay, I don't know the answer now.
Lumabas lang po siya ulit dito sa
sa console lalabas siya,
Opo,
no?
sa console.
Pero dun sa ano, kasi if ever you want guys to see the values of the object in an array, no? You use the view function. May I ask the others guys if you encounter the same problem as Jeline, or did you get the same, Aubrey? What do you mean by same? Same sa akin o same kay Aubrey? What do you mean by same, guys? Same issue? So ibig sabihin ganun din, same as Aubrey's? Sorry, same kay Jeline? Oh, okay. Oh, why? So lahat pala, all of you. Why is that so? Okay, sige, Jeline. Let me, I can't answer that now, guys. I don't know what happened, why it's being shown as a, kasi that will only be shown pag hindi siya, if it's not a vector. What were you saying, Laika? Laika, what were you saying? May question si Laika dito.
Bakit po sa package? Ganun po ba yan?
Yung view, it's a base R yan eh. So pag base R, it does not really belong to a package, no? So, at saka wala pa tayong we haven't really gone into packages, no? But thank you for that suggestion. Pero it's not in the package kasi ang view guys, that comes with the base R with the base R software itself. Okay, sige, Jeline, let me address that. And class, pare-pareho pala kayong Sige, Jeline, thank you for that question. Okay. All right. So thank you so much. So let's move on first. So I already noted that, no? Let me just make sure that. I just wrote it first. Okay, so let me continue sharing the screen. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for these questions. No? Very good questions. Okay, so now we learned how to deal with head, tail. Okay, then of course R is very powerful as far as statistics is concerned. You can easily get the average, so that's the mean. Okay, so the mean of the devs function, that's 0.0029, and of course we should have the same answer. Did you get the same answer, guys? Because we have the same data set, because of the use of set.seed. You should be getting 0.0029, and the standard deviation, okay, okay, this one, 1.0271. And then R has a very powerful functionalities. Okay, something's wrong really with my. Okay, so summary, parang hindi nagre-reflect yung outputs ko. Dapat it should, in your case, the answer reflects in your script window, right? Nagre-reflect dito eh, no? Sa akin, nakatago siya, it's being hidden. Okay, I have to address this. How about summary, guys? Okay, summary gives us the 6-number summary. The minimum, the first quartile, the second quartile, the average, the third quartile, and the maximum. Okay, then we can actually use the hist function, and it will give us a plot of the devs. Ayun, nakatago guys sa akin. Okay. I'm having problems with my... Okay, nakatago yung output ko eh. Okay, so this is the histogram. Did you get the histogram, guys, of your devs? And you notice that it's quite normally distributed. Okay, approximately normally distributed with the 100 sample size. If it was, let's say, if we use 1,000 or 1 million, then it would most probably look like a better shaped normal distribution. Okay, I'm having problems with my R. Okay, so it's time, guys. Let's just answer this last class of devs. We know it's numeric. Type of devs, we know it's double. Okay, what will the length of devs give us? Length, it's the number of observations, that's 100. How about the mode? Okay, so the mode and the class are quite similar. And also, okay, I have to close this again. Okay, and the structure. Okay, you notice, guys, that the structure gives us, okay, it tells us that this is a numeric vector. There are 100 elements, and these are the elements. So that's the STR function. Okay, so it's time already, guys. Let's stop here for a while. And then may I request you guys to look at the different portions here. So we were just discussing the vector. Kindly finish this, guys. I'm sure you'll be able to understand this already. And then please go to integer, and then something about coercion rules. So in a nutshell, guys, your assignment is to look at this and try to run. It's quite a lot, guys. Hanggang matrix tayo dito sa dulo, no? Sorry, these are around 600 codes, but you have the whole weekend, guys, to try to work on this and try to learn. And please jot down the notes, guys. If you're having some problems, please jot it down. And you may PM me, please. You may PM me if you have a certain problem. Then we can discuss it even over Messenger over the weekend. Depends on our common time. Okay, so let me first stop recording.